We begin the Gemara today in the last few words on Daf Pei Zayin Amid Beis, where it says Amar Rav Papa. This is going back on what we learned in the Mishnah when it comes to a case of Pegemes Kesubos, when there's an argument between the husband and the wife. The husband says, I paid you the full Kesubah. And the wife says, no, I only got a part of the payment. So what does it say in the Mishnah? She's going to have to swear if she wants to collect the remainder. So the Gemara explained that this whole Shavuah is only Midarabanan, not Minat Torah. Because Minat Torah, whenever you swear, it's only to pater yourself of paying, not to collect payment. She wants to swear and collect payment. And also the Gemara said, a Shavuah Minat Torah is only when it's metaltalin, money, movable items, not karka, not a piece of property. Here though, the lien for the Kesubah is on a property, so it can't be a Shavuah Minat Torah. Similar, the Gemara said the same thing regarding a case where the husband has an Eid Echad that is supporting his claim that he paid her already. So even though she's swearing to collect the Kesubah, but it's only a Shavuah Midaraban. So now on this, Rav Papa comes and says as follows. Amar Rav Papa said, I pikeyechu. If the husband is smart, Maisila lidei Shavuah Dairaisa. He can do something and bring her to be forced to swear Minat Torah, not just Midarabanan. And Rashi explains there's a big difference because when you swear Midarabanan, it's a very light Shavuah. It's not with a full severity. When you swear Minat Torah, so you have to swear in Hashem's name, you have to hold the Sefer Torah in your hands. It's something that's very, very severe. And therefore, this is something which may cause her to think twice before she swears. Mm-hmm. So how would he bring it to Shavuah Minat Torah? What he does is, Yov lo Kesubasa ba'api chatzade. Let him pay her the Kesubah now in front of one aid, even though according to the husband's claim, he already paid her the full Kesubah. But he's going to pay her now the Kesubah a second time in front of one aid. And then, V'samich sada kama asada basra. Now he brings both of these two eidim into the Bezdin. And both of them are telling us that the Kesubah was paid. The first aid saw the first time the Kesubah was paid. And the second aid sees the second time the Kesubah was paid.
It's costing him a Kesubah 2 times.
Correct. So he paid now the Kesubah twice. But now what is he going to do? Umaykim lohu lahanach kamay b'milveh. Why is he paying this Kesubah a second time? Because now he's going to turn the money that he paid her in the past for the Kesubah into a loan. I'm paying you now the Kesubah. That money I paid you before for the Kesubah is not going to be for the Kesubah because I'm paying it to you now again. That money that I gave you then was just a loan, and therefore now you have to pay me back that loan. So now what happened? He turns the tables on her. The whole Din Torah is now not a Din Torah anymore about a Kesubah, and it's also not about a Din Torah where she's trying to collect money, rather now it's a loan, and she's the one that is trying to pater herself from paying this loan. So in such a case, it'll be a Shavuah Minat Torah. That's what he's accomplishing over here. So on this, the Gemara asks, this is not necessarily going to work. Master Rav Sheisha, so Rav Sheisha, Breder Ravidi, that is. Rav Sheisha, Breder Ravidi asks, but how could you combine the first aid that says that he paid her the Kesubah the first time and the second aid that says that he paid her the Kesubah the second time? You can't combine these two aidas. They each saw a separate payment. If they each saw a separate payment, so they're not two aidim that he paid her the Kesubah. So you have one aid and one aid. So if you have one aid and one aid, what are you going to do if she's going to deny the first payment? She's going to deny the second payment, and she's going to swear. She's going to swear on the first and on the second payment that she did not get paid yet, and she'll make a shvuah that she didn't get paid. Now the husband's going to be stuck. He's going to have to pay her a third time. All right, so in other words, what the Gemara here is saying is, Taisus points out that the truth is, in the Gemara in Sanhedrin, this is a machlokes, whether you could combine one aid and one aid that saw a payment. But here the Gemara is following the opinion that you can't combine one aid and one aid for this payment. So if so, he may be forced to pay a third time. So how does this help? Ella Rav Sheisha Breder Ravidi. Therefore, Rav Sheisha Breder Ravidi says what he's going to have to do if he wants her to swear Minat Torah, he'll do as follows. Yov lo Kesubos ba'apisad kama visad basra. Give her the Kesubah now, pay her a second time, but this time when you pay her in front of two aidim. Bring that aid that you paid her before the Kesubah and another second aid now. So you're paying her now in front of two aidim. So she cannot deny the fact that she paid her Kesubah now. And then when you paid her the first time, you turn around to her and you say, I once paid you before and that money I gave you is just a loan. and now you owe me this money for a loan. And she's denying that payment, so she's denying a loan. And when you deny a loan, so then she'll be chayiv min atayra, because she's not fully denying the loan. She's only denying part of the loan. She's saying she got paid partially, so that's a regular moide b'miktsas. And she would be chayiv to make a shvuah min atayra. So now, again, the point is, he takes it from being a shvuah min derabanan to becoming a shvuah min atayra. Again, Rav Ashi asks on this, Maskefla Rav Ashi, there's still a problem here, because Akati Yechoyla Lemeimar, she can still come and argue and say, Beis Kesubos Havoi. She's going to say, maybe there were two Kesubos. I got married to you and you told me you're going to give me two Kesubos. Or in the Shittim B'Kebetzis, he says that sometimes if a husband promises his wife such a large Kesubah, so he makes up with her that he's going to divide this payment of the Kesubah into two payments, because it's such a large Kesubah. So she's saying, listen, yeah, you paid me the Kesubah twice, but it was taka a large payment of the Kesubah. You paid me once before, and now you paid me once again, and they're both payments for the Kesubah that I deserve. So therefore, what are you going to do in such a case? And she's swearing, and she's saying, for the first Kesubah, she's saying you didn't pay me fully, and now she could also deny and say that she didn't get paid. Again, no. Regarding the payment now, she can't deny this, because now there are two Eidim that saw that she got paid. But for the previous payment, she can say that that was also a payment for the Kesubah, and she only got part of the payment. So if we're trying to turn this into a shvuah min atayra, how? By turning it into a loan, that it's not going to be an argument about a Kesubah anymore. So Rav Ashi is saying, no, it's still going to be an argument about a Kesubah, because she's claiming that this is all the payment of the Kesubah. There was a large Kesubah, and there were two main payments for this Kesubah here. So how do you accomplish anything? Elam Rav Ashi, so Rav Ashi says that who the maidalahu. This is only going to work is if when he has the second witnesses for the second payment, he's going to notify those witnesses before the payment. Listen, really, I paid the Kesubah already. The only reason why I'm paying the Kesubah a second time is because she's arguing with me about the first payment, and I want the first payment to be a loan. Therefore, I'm paying it the second time. If she lets the Eidim know in advance, he lets the Eidim know that in advance, so then she can't use these second Eidim to support herself. What was she trying to do here? She's trying to support her claim. She's saying, look, I have Eidim that he paid me the Kesubah now, and these Eidim know that it was a payment of a Kesubah. So that proves that there was a large Kesubah, and therefore he paid me once before, and once again. Look, ask these Eidim. They'll tell you this was a payment of a Kesubah. No loan involved there at all. So now the husband has a problem. But if he tells the Eidim in advance, this is not a payment of a Kesubah, this is just to turn the previous payment into a loan, so when she wants to use these Eidim to support her position that this is a payment of the Kesubah, the Eidim are going to say, no, the husband already told us before that this is not a payment of a Kesubah. So therefore, what's going to happen is, the previous payment before is going to turn to a loan, and then she's going to be chayiv to swear min atayra. So this is if you're pekeach, if you're smart, then you'll be able to do this. Going back to the Mishnah. It said in the Mishnah that if she wants to collect her Kesubah and its properties that the husband already sold to someone else, and there's a lien on these properties for the Kesubah, but then she's going to have to make a shvuah to collect from there. Tananasam, we learned in a Mishnah in Masechta Shvuos. V'chein hayisaimim la yifru ela b'shvuah. Yisaimim that want to collect the loan, so they also have to swear in order to collect the loan. Okay, so the question is, what is this referring to? Why and when should the Yisaimim have to swear if they want to collect a loan? Miman, who are they collecting from? Ileimim aloive, are they collecting their loan from aloive, from any borrower that borrowed money from their father? Hashta vien shokabale shvuah, if their father could collect a loan without making any shvuah, because they're speaking about a case here where they have a shtar. They have a shtar that the money is owed to them, so there's no shvuah necessary if the father's collecting. Ve'inu b'shvuah, the Yisaimim should be put in a weaker position that they should have to make a shvuah. Usually, we try to do whatever we can to support Yisaimim, not the opposite over here to make it harder for the Yisaimim. So why should they have to swear? Ella says the Gemara, Hochikama. Rather, the case of that Mishnah is as follows. V'chein ha-Yisaimim min ha-Yisaimim la yifru ela b'shvuah. If there are Yisaimim that are coming to collect money from other Yisaimim, so then, since they're collecting from Yisaimim, it's only with the shvuah. This is b'chlal da'alacha. Whenever you collect from Yisaimim any loan, you always have to make a shvuah. Over here, this Mishnah is saying is, even if it's Yisaimim that are collecting from Yisaimim, they have to make a shvuah before they collect. Right? So in other words, the case over here is that you have Yisaimim, and these Yisaimim say, we never got paid this loan, and the other Yisaimim say, no, our father did pay the loan over here. So what? So they're gonna, no, there's no 1/8 over here, no 1/8, just a shvuah. You have to make a shvuah And they're saying that our father never told us, our father never left us any document, any receipt that this loan got paid up. They don't really know 100%. They can't make a shvuah for certain, but they're going to make a shvuah to say that our father never told us and we found no receipt to say that this loan was paid up. That's the shvuah. Amar Rav Zvirike, Amar Rav Yehuda, Rav Zvirike says in the name of Rav Yehuda, Lo Shanu. So the case over here is only if the argument is as follows. So the Yisaimim of the loive, of the borrower, they said, Amar lanu Abba, our father told us, Levisi v'parati. Yes, I borrowed money from this person, but I paid it. And now the other Yisaimim from the Malve, they say, no, we never heard that this loan was paid. Then, if that's what the argument is, they're going to have to swear in order to collect. But if the Yisaimim of the Loive come and say that our father told us, it never happened, never borrowed this money, this whole thing is a lie. So then, even with a shvuah, they will not have the ability to collect, because this person is saying that he never borrowed the money. And what are they saying? They're saying that our father never for sure told us that he got paid. But since they're denying the entire loan, you won't be able to collect at all, not even with a shvuah. But the Gemara doesn't accept this, because don't forget, what are we talking about over here? We're talking about that these Yisaimim are coming with a shtar. They're not trying to collect the loan with words. They're coming with a shtar. If so, the question is, Maskef la Rave Adarabba. The logic is in the reverse. We have the following rule: if anybody denies a loan and says, I never borrowed this money, that's equivalent to saying that you never paid. If you never borrowed, you obviously never paid. So if so, over here, what's happening? The Yisaimim of the Malva have a shtar. And this person says, the Yisaimim of the Loivis say, our father never borrowed the money. So that we know is not true. He did borrow the money, because there's a shtar right here. And if they say that the father said he never borrowed the money, that means he never paid. So if so, Adarabba, there's more of a reason to allow them to collect, and maybe even without a shvuah. So the Gemara Text says, you're right, Eli Yitma, Achi Yitma. If we learned what Rav Yehuda said, we learned as follows. That Amar Rav Zrika, Amar Rav Yehuda, Lo Yishanu. When was it learned that the Yisaimim have to swear if they're collecting from other Yisaimim? Elisha Amri Yisaimim, Amalano Abba Levisi Peraiti. If the Yisaimim of the Levi said, our father told us that he borrowed the money and he paid. So even though there's a shtar, but it's possible that it was paid. So in such a case, you're going to have to swear. But if these Yisaimim of the Levi say, our father told us that he never borrowed, so then ifran shalei b'shvuah. So then the Yisaimim of the Malveh get paid even without making any shvuah. Unlike the usual halacha with the Yisaimim have to collect with a shvuah. Because since they're saying that the father said he never borrowed, so he obviously never paid. So therefore, they're going to have to get paid. They can get paid. They can collect the money without any shvuah. The next thing it said in the Mishnah was, "V'nefras shalei b'fonav le'tifra ela b'shvuah." If she's getting paid not in the presence of her husband left town, and she's collecting money from his properties for Kesubos, so then she has to collect it only with a shvuah. Amar Ravacha Sara Bire. Ravacha Sara Bire is a nickname he had. The story came in front of Rav Yitzchak in Antuchia. The Bach is actually going to say Rav Yitzchak Nafcha. And he said, this halacha that we allow a woman to collect, and she's going to have to make a shvuah. So this is only by the case of a Kesubos isha. And the reason is mishum china. We want the husband to find grace in the wife's eyes when she comes to get married. She shouldn't be worried that one day my husband could divorce me and skip town, and then I won't be able to collect the Kesubos. So therefore, we allow her to collect the Kesubos with a shvuah. Avo bal choiv, but if it's a person that's owed money, so then he's not going to be able to collect anything. Bezdin is not going to go to a person's properties to get a payment of a loan if the borrower is out of town. We're going to have to wait until he comes back. So that's what Rav Yitzchak Nafcha says. For Rav Nachman, Rav says, no, Rav Nachman argued and said, Afilu bal choiv. Even by a bal choiv, a person that's owed money, if the borrower is out of town, Bezdin will go down to his properties and get the loan paid. What's the reason? So people shouldn't go and borrow money from their friend. And then and he picks himself up and moves overseas, and he's gone, and now you can't collect the loan that he owes you. So in order for this not to happen, then what happens? The Gemara continues, and you're going to close the door in front of borrowers. No lender is going to want to lend money because they're going to be concerned that the borrower may skip town one day and it won't get paid back. So therefore Rav Nachman says that Bezdin will go down to the borrower's properties and collect for him, just like by the Kesubos Isha, so that this person shouldn't leave town. Rab Shimon so the next part of the Mishnah, it said, Rab Shimon said, it's not here, Rab Shimon says a statement, and it's not clear what Rab Shimon was speaking about. Rab Shimon said, Kol's man shetevas ksubas. If you look back at the beginning of Pezayin Amud Beis, you'll see there the full statement. So Rab Shimon said, Kol's man shetevas ksubasa. If she is collecting a ksubah, hayarshin mashbiyin isa, then the yarshin will ask her to swear before she collects. If she's not collecting a ksubah, the yarshin cannot have her swear. That's the statement of Rav Shimon. Now, it's not clear exactly what Rav Shimon was going on, what case is he arguing with. The Gemara is going to bring 4 and maybe even 5 different pshatim, what Rav Shimon was saying. Rav Shimon, what is Rav Shimon going on? So Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah, the first pshat Rabbi Yirmiyah says, it's going actually on the very last case that the Mishnah said that we were just speaking about. If she's being paid not in front of the husband, so she should not get paid only with a shvuah. So for this, so the Tanakama says, Loishna mezayni, lemezayni, veloishna l'ksubah. According to the Tanakama, it makes no difference if she wants to collect from her husband's properties, whether she wants to collect mezainis, she gets fed from his properties in a case where the husband passed away and she gets mezainis, or she wants to get a ksubah payment. Whatever the payment may be, either way, she's collecting from Yisaimim, she has to make a shvuah. Oh, so Rab Shimon lemeimar, and now on this Rab Shimon comes and says, Kol zman shetevas ksubasa, only if she's collecting a ksubah, so then Yershem mashbiyin oisa. The inheritors could stop her, and they could make her swear before she collects. But eina tevas ksubasa, if she's not collecting a ksubah, ein Yershem mashbiyin oisa. So then, if she's just collecting mezainis, she wants to collect the mezainis that the husband owes her, this she can collect without swearing that she didn't get some other way. So there's no shvuah involved in this. Now the Gemara brings that really this is a machlokes later on here in the Masechta. The kamiflagi, according to this pshat, the argument in our Mishnah here is the same argument, beplugte the Chanan ubnei Kainim Gedalim. The argument of Chanan and the children of Kainim Gedalim, which is brought later here in the Masechta. That nan, so we learned there as follows: Mi shalach lemedina sayam. A person went overseas. Vishtoi tevas mezainis, and his wife comes to Bezdin and says, "My husband left me alone, and I have nothing to eat, so I want to take from his properties, sell it, or use it to be able to feed myself." So what's the halacha? So Chanan says that Chanan oime tishba b'seif. Only later, meaning if the husband passed away, or if she has to collect a ksubah. That's what later means. If it turns out that she has to collect a ksubah, so then she has to swear, and then we allow her to collect from the properties ksubah. But v'loy tishba b'tchila. But now, if she's just coming to collect mezainis, to be able to eat, for this we allow her to collect without any shvuah at all. But nechluku Allah of b'nei kainim gedailim. The b'nei kainim gedailim argued in Chanan, v'amru, and they said, tishba b'tchila or b'seif. Whether she wants to collect now mezainis, whether she wants to collect later the ksubah, either way she's collecting from Yisaimim, she's going to have to swear. So we see here this machlokes. If she wants to collect mezainis from Yisaimim, from Yarshim, does she have to swear or not? So Rab Shimon kechanan. So Rab Shimon holds like the opinion of Chanan that says that only for the ksubah she has to swear, but not to collect mezainis. But Rabbanan kibnei kainim gedailim. But the Rabbanan are like the opinion of the bnei kainim gedailim, that no matter what it is that she's collecting from the Yarshim, she's going to have to swear. That's the pshat of Rav Yirmiyah and what Rab Shimon was saying. Maskefla Rav Sheshes. Rav Sheshes asks on this, there's something wrong with the way he's learning over here because it doesn't fit into the words of what Rav Shimon said. If so, is the case over here that it's inheritors that are having her swear before she wants to collect? We're not talking about inheritors according to this pshat. Bezdin mashbiya naisa. It's the Bezdin, meaning the case over here is the husband just went out of town. He didn't pass away. The husband went out of town and she comes to Bezdin and she wants to collect the mezainis. That's the case here. It's not talking about a case of Yershin. If so, what Rav Shimon should have said, that in this case, when she comes to the Bezdin, she tells the Bezdin, listen, I have nothing to eat. My husband left me alone here and he's out of town. Can I take from his properties? So the question is whether she's allowed to take for her mezainis, and it's the Bezdin that she's speaking to, not the Yarshin. So why, in our Mishnah, does Rav Shimon say the Yarshin? So therefore it doesn't fit into Lashon of Rav Shimon in the Mishnah. Again, Yoshin mashbiyin oisa. Why does it say Yoshin? Bezdin mashbiyin oisa mibayalei. It should have said Bezdin. Elam Rav Sheshe. So therefore, Rav Sheshe says that this statement of Rav Shimon is not going on what it said in this Mishnah. It actually goes back to another Mishnah that we had before at the end of Peivav Amid Beis. What did it say over there? Aha, on the following case. So just to remind you what we spoke about over there, a case where a husband makes a deal with his wife that she's not going to have to swear for him, she's not going to have to swear for the inheritors either. For what? For this that she was doing, she was managing the properties, whatever it is that she was doing with his properties and possessions, she doesn't have to swear. But, so there then the Mishnah says about this, that that's only for anything that happened in the husband's lifetime. But now, she went now from the burial of her husband back to her father's home, even if she went back to her father-in-law's home, and she's not anymore a manager of the properties or the business, so the Yoshim can't have a swear for anything, because that was the deal the father made, that she doesn't swear. If now she does become the apotropos, the manager of all the possessions and properties, Yoshim mashbiyin oisa. So now the Yoshim could have a swear ala asad lavai for the future, from here forward. So now that deal the husband made with her does not apply anymore. But ve'em mashbiyin oisa al mashava. They can't have a swear for anything that was before. That was part of the husband's deal, that she doesn't have to swear. That was what the Mishnah said before. Now on this, Rab Shimon comes and says as follows. If she's collecting the ksubah, then Yershim mashbiyin oisa. Only for this could the Yershim have a swear. But eina tevas ksubasa, if she's not collecting the ksubah, ein a Yershim mashbiyin oisa, she does not have to swear for the inheritors, and that includes even if from now going forward she became a manager, she became an apotropos of the properties, and seemingly now this is not part of the deal she made with the husband that she won't have to swear, but it doesn't matter. According to Rab Shimon, even for the properties going forward that she's managing, she will not have to swear. The only time she will have to swear for the Yershim is if she's coming to collect her ksubah. That's what Rab Shimon is arguing on the Rabbanan, on the Tanakama. And the Gemara brings that this machlekes as well, we find also in another place. The kamifligi, the machlekes here between the Tanakama and Rab Shimon is beplukte the Abishal and Rabbanan. It's the same argument that we find between Abishal and the Rabbanan. The Tanan, we learned in the Mishnah, apotropis shemino avi yisaimim, an apotropis that was appointed by the father himself, the father of the yisaimim. Before he passed away, he appointed a manager for the yisaimim. So Yishba, he's going to have to swear regarding whatever happened with all the properties, whether he did it honestly, did he not take anything for himself. So in that case, he has to swear. But Minu Bezdin, if the Bezdin is the one that appointed him to be an apotropos, lo yishba. In such a case, he does not swear. Rashi explains, the point over here is, we don't want that an apotropos should think to himself, why should I get myself into this trouble to become an apotropos? If I'm going to be an apotropos, I'm going to be suspected of stealing, I'm going to be forced to swear. Why should I even get involved in this? So therefore, the svara of the Tanakama over here is, if the father of the Yisaimim is appointing someone, so the Tanakama says, unless this is a very good friend of the family and is doing this as a favor for the father, he wouldn't do it b'chlal. So if it's a good friend, even if he'll have to swear, it won't prevent him of doing this. But if it's a bezin that's appointing him and he's not necessarily a good friend of the family, why should he do this if it's getting him into trouble? So therefore, if a bezin is appointing this apotropos, he doesn't swear. But Abishal says, no, chiluf advarim. He says the svara goes the reverse. Minu bezdin, if the bezdin is appointing him yeshava, then he will have to swear for everything that he managed. And here the svara of Abishal is adarabba. The fact that a bezdin is choosing you to be appointed to be the apotropos, a person feels very chashiv about this. Oh, bezdin trusts me. So over here, this won't prevent him of taking on this job, even if he's going to have to swear. But if Avi Yisaimim, we know Avi Yisaimim that is, but if the father of the Yisaimim are the one that appointed him, so then Lo Yishava. In that case, he doesn't feel so good about it. He doesn't feel so chashiv that the father is choosing him. So in such a case, he doesn't have to swear. We don't want him to think twice about taking this job. So what do we see over here? That there's a machlokes here regarding when a person is being appointed by the father, whether you have to swear as an apotropos appointed by the father. So Rab Shimon ka Abishal. Rab Shimon follows the opinion of Abba Shaul that as long as the father appointed you as an apotropis, you don't have to swear. So this wife, if she was appointed as an apotropis from the father, so therefore, even though now it's the properties of the Yisayimim going forward, it has nothing to do with the previous deal that she made with the husband that she won't have to swear, but it doesn't matter. She's an apotropis also appointed by the father. She doesn't have to swear for this. By her husband, which is the father of the Yisayimim, correct. So she doesn't have to swear for this. The only thing she has to swear, Rab Shimon says, is if she's coming to collect her ksubah. And the Rabbanan in our Mishnah, they hold like the Rabbanan there that say that when the father appoints you as an apotropis, you will have to swear. So therefore they say, for anything going forward in these properties, you will have to swear. Maskef la Abaye. So now on this pshat, Abaye asks, so if so, what does it come out according to this pshat? It's saying over here that Rab Shimon is actually coming to be lenient. Rab Shimon is coming to say that she will not have to swear, even though she became an apotropis going forward, and it doesn't belong, the possessions don't belong to her father anymore. But nevertheless, Rab Shimon is coming to be lenient that she still does not have to swear unless she's coming to collect the ksubah. But that doesn't fit into the lashon of Rab Shimon. If you look at his words, it sounds like he's trying to be stringent. Hi, kol zman shetovas ksubasa. The expression of kol zman. Any time she's coming to collect her ksubah, she has to swear. It sounds like he's coming to add and say any time, like more stringent. It should have said it, making it clear that it's actually a leniency. Im toivas mibayale. Should have said only if she's collecting the ksubah, then she will have to swear. So therefore, Elam Abaye says, we were holding, is this a third pshat over here, I think? Yeah. Elam Abaye says, that the machlokes of Rab Shimon is going back to an earlier din that we learned also in the Mishnah on Daf Pevav. What did it say over there? Kosav law, he wrote to his wife, so this is the deal that he made with her, Neder shvua en li alecha, no vow, no shvua, do I have on you, you're not going to have to swear for me. So any yachal ashbia, so the Mishnah there goes on to say she won't have to swear for him, and if he specifies clearly in this deal that you don't have to swear not for me, not for my inheritors, and not you will have to swear, not your inheritors will have to swear. As the Gemara here brings, the Mishnah there said that neder shvua ainli, not for me do you have to swear, v'loy yarshai, not for my inheritors, v'loy lebam b'reshusi, not anybody that buys my properties and you want to collect from them, you don't have to swear either. Alecha, not you have to swear, v'la al yershecha, not your inheritors would have to swear. Anybody that bought the rights of your ksubah that's coming in your place, no shvua at all. So then, what did the Tana say before? Ein yachal ashbia. So then he can't have a swear. Lo yehuv, lo yarshav, lo yabam b'reshusay. Not he, not his inheritors, not anyone that comes in his place. And lo yehuv, lo yarshav, lo yabam b'reshusay. And not she has to swear, not her inheritors have to swear, and not anyone that comes in her place. That's what the Tana Kama said. Now, Rab Shimon comes and says, Kol zman shetovas ksubasa. If she's coming to collect her ksubah, then Yarshim Ashbiyanaisa. For the ksubah, she's coming to collect her ksubah, the Yarshim could have a swear before she collects. Why is this? In other words, the Rab Shimon disagrees with this deal, that it will not take effect regarding when she's coming to collect from the Yarshim. Maybe if she's coming to collect from the husband himself, yes, but not from the Yarshim. Why not? Here the Gemara brings something that was mentioned before in the Gemara, the kamiflagi, the plukte, the Abba Shaul, ben Ima, Miriam, v'Rabbanan. The argument here is the same as the machlokes between Abba Shaul and the Rabbanan, which was mentioned earlier in the Gemara. What did it say before in the Gemara? Abba Shaul says, you can make whatever deal you want, but the problem is, collecting from Yarshin, there's a takonim in the Rabbanan that you must make a shvua before you collect from Yarshin. So therefore, even if the deal will work for collecting from the husband, but not if you collect from the Yarshin. So therefore, again, what does Gemara say here? Rab Shimon Kabashal. Rab Shimon that says over here that if she's coming to collect from the Yarshin, so Rab Shimon is machmer that she's going to have to make a shvua, and the Rabbanan Kerabanan, and the Rabbanan that say that the deal does work to pat to her from a shvua, even if she's collecting from the Yarshin, is following the Rabbanan's opinion. The Rabbanan argue, even though I didn't say it before clearly in the Gemara, but this is the Rabbanan disagree and say that they do. The deal does take effect, and even from the Yarshim, you will not have to make a shvua. That's the machlokes. Okay, so this fits into the words of Rab Shimon. He's coming to be machmer. Now, maskef la Rav Papa. However, Rav Papa asks on this and says, "Ha teinach." This is understood as far as the first part of the statement of Rab Shimon. What did Rab Shimon say in the first part of the statement? Kozman shetivas ksubasa. As long as she's coming to collect the ksubah from the Yarshin, and it stop right over there. Again, kozman shetivas ksubasa. As long as she's coming to collect her ksubah from the Yarshin, she has to swear. That's the takonim of the Rabbanan, and Abu Shal says no deal can take off that takana. But now, what was the second half of Rab Shimon's statement? Ein not toivas ksubasa. Then Rab Shimon said, if she's not collecting her ksuba from the Yarshin, so then she does not have to make a shvua. Maya kalamema. How are you going to explain that? What exactly is he trying to say by that? What is? Which case is he referring to? Again, his lashon over there is ein not toivas ksubasa. Ein Yarshim mashbiyunai. So the Yarshim can't have her swear. What is that referring to? So therefore, regarding this second part of what Rab Shimon said, so Rav Papa said, La fuke mit Rabbi Lazar o machluktai. This is coming to exclude from what Rabbanan and his machlokes both said. What do they both say regarding the case of the apotropos? That if you make a shvu, if you make a deal with your wife, that you will not have to make a shvua. So how did we learn before? You can make a special deal with your wife that you won't have to swear for you as a caretaker or as a business manager of the store. She won't have to swear. But if you don't make such a deal, then the husband can have a swear every time he wants. To have to swear for him that you didn't take money from me today, you didn't take money from me yesterday. On this, Rab Shimon is coming and saying that no, you can't have a swear for such kind of things. Not the husband, that not Yarshim can have a swear if she's a manager of the store. Even in the lifetime of the husband cannot make a swear for such things. Why? Because according to Rab Shimon, the svara the Gemara mentioned before, that she can say, I can't live with one snake in a basket. Yeah. If I have a husband that's making me swear about these things, so that I can't live like this. So that's what Rab Shimon meant to say. When Rab Shimon over here in the second part of his statement, when he says, Vim eina tivas ksubasa, if she's not collecting the ksuba, elamai, so what is she? What is the issue? Why would the Yarshim want to have a swear? Because she's a manager of the business. Eina Yarshim mashbiyunai. So no, they can't have a swear because for such a kind of a thing, as a manager of a business, a husband or even the Yarshim can't have a swear because she can't live with a man like this. Before, if you remember, there was a machlekes between the Rabbanan and Rabbi Eliezer whether you apply that svara regarding the needs in the home, if she's baking, she's making a challah, or she's using thread. But over here, Rab Shimon is now saying even that the matters in the home, even regarding the business. If the husband doesn't trust the wife could say, I can't live with you. So therefore, she doesn't have to swear for such kind of things.